I think it's funny how people are losing their jobs because they're celebrating someone's death. You can't be evil and employed.
Kelly Keegan here is a school nurse for the Easton Area School District. She is being investigated now, and I don't care. Still continue to call and let them know that she needs to be fired. But from what I've seen in this article, they're giving her the choice starting tomorrow morning. Either step down and go your separate ways, or you will be fired and there will be consequences. But you want my honest opinion? She doesn't deserve a choice. She doesn't. So you should have thought about that before you got on here and said the things that you said about Charlie, his wife, and his kids. Especially when you're a school nurse, someone that's supposed to protect kids. See, Kelly, I'm not the only one that's left voicemails. Thousands have already left voicemails. So I promise you, without a doubt, tomorrow morning, whether you step down or not, you will not be employed at the Easton Area School District. Period.
He was a monster, and his wife and kids are better off without him, as is the rest of the world. Hopefully her next partner will respect women and children. What? Yeah, she's been fired.
No, please! No!
Hey dumbass, if you're gonna make a video making fun of Charlie Kirk after being murdered and then post it being stupid enough to film it in your own classroom, maybe edit out the lanyard with your school's name on it in the background. TikTok, do your thing. I want a pink slip on this host desk by Monday.
This is not a teacher at our school. She is a substitute and she has been banned from returning. She's in Jacksonville, Florida, where the governor said teachers who do what she did will not teach in Florida. She's already had her license pulled for the entire state. So that lady, she wanted to be a teacher. She was working as a substitute. She probably went to school for 4 or 2 years, whatever it may be. Probably has some student loan debt that she now has to pay back and was relying on her job of potentially being a teacher to pay back those student loans. And that will never happen for her, especially in the state of Florida, because she thought that it would be a good idea to mock her political opponent's death on social media, which to me, it just doesn't make sense. If you want to combat your political opponent, then maybe you should put forth a debate or an argument against some of the things that they're saying to sway or convey people to your side. But for some reason, there are a lot of people who maybe lack the IQ to put together an argument, or they don't even understand the things they believe or why they believe them. And they thought that it would be better to just mock this man's death and sometimes point out the irony. But to me, it just doesn't make sense. It seems extremely brutal to mock somebody, especially in the way that he died in front of his wife and kids. It just, as a man who has a family, as a fellow human being, it just seems a bit inhumane. And I talked about this a couple of days ago. The right has now decided to use the technique that the left's been using for the past 10 years, and that is, as a mob, calling people's jobs and getting them fired. One thing I notice about the right that's a little bit different than the left is when the right does finally come together, which takes a long time. Maybe it's because they believe in like individualism. When the right does tend to come together, they are extremely organized. They are so organized that they have a website now that started on Twitter and now is really manifested. Somebody really put all this stuff together. It's called Expose Charlie's Murderers. Now, on this website, you can make new submissions, but so far they have over 30,000 submissions of people who mocked Charlie Kirk's death on social media. And when they have a person on here, they have their phone number. They have as much information as they can get. They'll get your name. They'll get the city you live in. They'll get the company you work for. They'll get the phone number of the company you work for. They'll get the email address of the company you work for. And anybody that gets more information on you can submit. They get screenshots of things that you said on social media, whether it be your Instagram story, videos of your TikTok, Facebook post, wherever it may be. Any information that they can get and post it on this website. This is what people have been doing. It says here, this website will soon be converted into a searchable database. Because as of now, you have to scroll. So whoever's at the top of the list, I know they're just getting absolutely ratioed and destroyed because they're at the top. Whoever comes on the website, that's the first person they see. That's probably the first person they're going to call. But it says that this is going to be converted into a searchable database of over 30,000 submissions filtered by general location and job industry. This is a permanent and continuously updated archive of radical activists calling for violence. This is the largest firing operation in history. You can make a submission. You can make donations to the website. website, and here you go. You can start scrolling, and there are just lists of people who have, and obviously screenshots of things that they've said about Charlie Kirk's death, the mocking of his death, and it's just essentially an endless list of professionals, police officers, people that are lawmakers, mayors. It's all kinds of people on here. And not only do they have this website, but people are actually involving themselves on this. If you go on TikTok, there are new influencers. There are people that are creating new accounts, growing fast, where they update on how many people they've gotten fired.
Good morning, all. This is a post for Miss Megan Freena. I saw the video you made. Class act, by the way. Let's check it out.
Let's all join hands and bow our heads in thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk.
Could just be me, but who knows? But mocking the death of a man with 2 children and a wife doesn't seem too family-oriented, which seems to be the whole shtick that your husband's electrical company is based on. I believe it's called Evolution Electrical out of Oceanside, California. Am I right? And here's where a guy gets curious, as I'm blue collar myself. Let's see what that smug little smile got you guys. Ooh! Oh. Thoughts and prayers for your everlasting slow season. Good job.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Marissa Rodriguez from Deer Park, Texas. And just in case you're wondering what wise words she had to say, watch this.
And may you have the day you deserve. Some of us already have.
If only I could find information as to who you are, because one of the individuals that commented on that post thought you were Melissa Rodriguez. Until I seen this on Twitter. Marissa Rodriguez. Same tag, same everything. Just a lot younger in 2015. And the reason why I know that is you, because you obviously don't look the same, is because you're wearing those exact glasses one video earlier than the demonic laugh video that I'm referring to. Crazy how even after you and your husband's business, which I had to verify if that was really your husband, and it was, because you also had a picture of him on your TikTok. What would we do? I mean, if I could just find the address to where you work, at least for the time being. If only there was a number available for us to make calls and to demand your employment be terminated. I wish no physical harm to individuals like you. That's your game. Our game? We are the voice of the Charlie Kirks today. This is the Justice for Charlie. And we won't stop until every Democrat, every individual that spews what you spew meets the consequences that you deserve. But don't worry. We'll send you our thoughts and prayers. And if you haven't smashed that follow button already, make sure you do, because there's going to be a long, well-deserved ride for people like this. And one more time, thank you for everyone that's been sewing into this to help keep us on our toes, buying us a cup of coffee. Thank you so much. It's hard work, but it's worth it, especially after these businesses confirm that these individuals that we're reporting are no longer part of their employees. Thank you.
Liberal woman breaks down in tears after her friends shamed her for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
A few moments later.
I just had to block all of my friends because they just have such different political beliefs from me, and I thought that we were the type of friends who would live together someday after college and like stay in touch no matter what. And I thought these were the people that I would spend my life with and grow old next to. These were the people who saved my life.
The face piercings, and specifically the septum piercing theory, is just completely undefeated at this point.
Multiple different occasions. And
every time. It's every time.
I just don't know if I can continue being friends with them because of this. I just don't know. I dropped out of school for these people. I started homeschooling because of these people. And I don't know what I'm going to do because we go to such a small school together. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to face them. These people are my whole life. I don't know how I'm going to be able to avoid them.
These women are just being psyopted at a level we've just never seen before, ever. And I think they're being psyopted by an ideology that preys on the fact that women are more likely to be paranoid, they're more likely to be anxious, and they're more likely to be depressed. And I think when you teach these young women, of course, that everything is against them, it feels empowering, or it gives you something to blame for all of your issues. So that's nice. And because you're taught it at every turn, you're taught it in school, you're taught it all the way in the media and all the movies and all the music that you listen to, because it's taught everywhere to you, it's easy to consume and easy to believe. But what it takes from you and what it makes you is super anxious, because you believe that everybody is out to get you. And when you look at these statistics about young women and their rates of happiness and their rates of being on antidepressants, and you look at their rates of being anxious and on anti-anxiety medications, we actually have an issue in this country. These young ladies are being psyopted. These women are being psyopted into becoming an enemy of themselves, into becoming paranoid. There's a political party that gets a lot of votes out of these women being paranoid, but I think in the long run, in terms of their mental health, you can see the effects that it's starting to have.
Yeah. I don't care if you think that this is my own fault for being the person to blow up these relationships, because everything that they say makes me feel like such a shit person. And I can't have that in my life. Not anymore. Okay, I used to not respect myself to cut people out of my life for things like this, but now I do. Now I respect myself enough to not want to feel like this.
You know, you don't have to cut them off. Maybe you could reflect on their criticism. If you've gotten along with them up until now, and because of their criticism you feel like you have to cut them off, you could just reflect on their criticism and try to be a better person in that way, and then maybe you don't have to cut them off. Maybe they're not all wrong in this instance.
God, I'm probably gonna delete this because it's so fucking embarrassing crying on camera. But, God.
She indeed did not delete it. In fact, she posted it. But yeah, I have more videos of people going after people's jobs, and I have more videos of people getting fired. Let's get back to it.
I'm just really glad Charlie Kirk just got himself fucking shot, because he's right. Empathy is dangerous to society. So no one should give a fuck that he's dead. He said it. I'm just saying his words. All I'm doing is using his words. You can't be mad at me for using his words. I think empathy is a new wave thing and is very problematic. You right. No empathy for you.
Hey guys, I haven't made videos like this, but I just got let go from the University of Florida as an employee. They didn't tell me why. There's all sorts of things I have to do now. But in the meantime, while I'm looking for a new job, there will be some more sim racing content, it looks like, and possibly even more Japanese content while I go to class. So stay tuned.
Growing calls to vacate his seat.
Can you understand why they are calling for you to step down and asking you to resign?
I understand why they're saying that, but that's not something that I'm going to do.
Village of Palmetto Bay Councilmember Steve Cody says he's not going anywhere after the mayor put out a statement Thursday calling for him to step down. Cody is under fire over a social media post he made about the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The councilman deleted his post, but he wrote, "Charlie Kirk is a fitting sacrifice to our lords, Smith and Wesson. Hallowed be their names." The comment was over a graphic of the activist's 2023 remarks that it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year for Second Amendment rights.
Why did you make the post?
It was ill thought out.
Cody made a new post Thursday titled, "I screwed up."
I regret because it was insensitive. I do think that there's a certain bit of irony in it, but it caused a lot of pain for people I know and people that I respect.
Several leaders and lawmakers are also weighing in on Cody's post and calling on him to resign. Cody says if he could go back, he'd do things differently.
I regret it, but, the best I can do is to apologize to those who I've hurt and vow to go forward and behave differently from this point on.
Episode 2 of Let's Make These People Famous for the vile comments they have made about Charlie Kirk's unaliving. I don't care what political party you are a part of, this is never okay. We have a lot of these, so buckle up. This is Melissa Cook, and she made this vile comment here saying he is a terrible human being. Terrible. I do not wish blank on anyone, but him not being here is a blessing. She works for this school district right here, CCSD Panthers. They have made this statement addressing it, but nothing has yet to be done about this woman. Pause to read. This one right here is Stasia Sumter. She allegedly works for the Knoxville Community School District, specifically at West Elementary. She is a special education teacher, and this is her profile. She made this comment here saying, I normally would say till I see you again, so since I never wish to see you again, to you, I say goodbye. Then made this comment here saying, bye-bye, a-hole. This is Zachary Stewart. He is the Assistant Director of Admissions at Hampshire College. They have actually made a comment about what he has said, just saying that his comment does not reflect their values. He said, I'll say this once about Charlie Kirk. The man was not going to say all of those words. I will never mourn the loss of a man like that, ever. The only people I feel bad for is his children, simply because they will have to reckon with the kind of person he was. He was a horrendous human being. To be honest, I can't say his name. I think it's Whiny Bullock. He made this comment today saying, America became greater today. There, I said it. He allegedly works for the Greenville County Schools. They have yet to make a statement about his comment. This is Gerald Burgett, I think. He is the lead writer for Suns the Phoenix Sports. And they have made a comment we'll look at, but he said, truly, I don't care if you think it's insensitive or poor timing or decline to respect an evil man who died. Too many of you are more concerned about being polite and appearing to be good people rather than showing some backbone and standing on principle to condemn hate. He also made these two comments here. Pause to read them. Phoenix Sports says, we have addressed this matter and with the individual and made the decision to part ways. There is a lot more where this came from, so stay tuned for part 3.
Hi, my name is Quinn Pratt, and I like going on the internet finding people who are making fun of Charlie Kirk's death and reporting them to their employers. And sometimes they get fired. And today, we got 10 people. And once again, I'm going to remind you this has nothing to do with politics, just morals. Some of these are from my individual effort, and some of these, other people got involved. Big shout out to everybody who helped me. All right, let's get into it. Justine from New Mexico, you're fired. Claire from Massachusetts, you're fired. Leroy from Illinois, fired. And Blair from Minnesota, you've been fired. Cameron from Washington State, fired. Ivan from Texas, fired. And then we got Sydney from New York, terminated. Maria from Tennessee, fired. Destiny from Texas, fired. Amy from Colorado, terminated. And Gina from Rhode Island, fired. Now, there are some people on the internet who do not like what I'm doing, even as going as far as sending me threats of violence. It is exactly because of that behavior why you can't hold a job, why you are a despicable human being. Employers do not want to employ disgusting, vile people like you. Because once again, I don't do anything. All I do is I take your video that you made publicly that you hoped everybody saw, and I made sure your employer saw it. That's all I do.
Yes, I'm in my bathrobe. It's been a long 24 hours of me not sleeping and doing this work. We went from, 15, the last time I did names, to 278 currently. We also have 2 businesses that are in the beginning of going under. And then we have 3 people in the UK that we had arrested. Because over there, they took their guns away, and then if you say anything mean or not nice on social media, you don't just lose your job, you go to jail for free. Now, instead of just listing a bunch of names, because it would literally take forever, maybe I'll do a couple after this. Here's the thing I want everybody to keep in mind. If you have an anonymous profile, especially on TikTok, and you think you can say that and you won't be found, you're very wrong, and here's why. Most social media apps do data mining, and they'll take your data and they'll sell it anonymously to businesses and stuff like that. Fine. TikTok, and you may not know this, literally copies pretty much everything on your phone. Photos, text conversations, DMs, everything. Your GPS data, your location of where your house is, where you work, everything. And there's a site on the dark web where you can punch in anybody's fucking username and literally get all their data. It does cost money, but good thing I don't have to worry about that because I have enough to do this. And there's nothing you can do because you legally agreed to it in the terms of service with their verbiage. And TikTok's the one that's fucking selling these anyways. As long as I don't dox you or take, physical harm to you, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I paid for that data. It's mine now. I own your phone. It's mine. I like it a lot. Give me more phones, please. Let's go through a few of them. Caleb from Minnesota. You had an anonymous name. How's your job? Not so well. Natalie from Maine. You had an anonymous name. Not so good. Madeline from Connecticut. Madeline, sorry. I'm so bad with these names. You also had an anonymous name. And then here's just a few other people. Owen from Washington, fired. Lily from Oregon, fired. Juan from Massachusetts, fired. Victoria from New York, fired. Henry from Colorado, fired. Amelia I should be doing the fired part in the Trump voice. What the fuck am I doing? Henry from Colorado, fired. Get out of here. You're gone. Amelia from Hawaii. Did I say that one already? I got too excited. Sebastian from Vermont. Zoe from Maryland. Miles, you're gone. You're not going miles with your job anymore now, are you? And you are from Rhode Island. Ella from Delaware. Levi from New Mexico. Scarlett from California. A lot of these are blue states. I have just noticed that from other people commenting it. Mason from Illinois. Grace from Michigan. And, here's a couple. Wyatt from Texas. That's a red state. And Savannah from Florida. Wow. That's another red state. 3 people in various Europe countries, I almost said states, what a noob, have been not only fired from their jobs, but arrested, so.
I briefly just talked about this, but something that I've noticed from just scrolling on this database of over 30,000 people here is that a lot of the people on here, majority of the people on here, I'd say it's about a 70-30 split. 70% of the people on here are women. And I don't know what this new thing is and why women seem to be so much more politically violent and okay and accepting of political violence. But this is obviously some form of extremism. I personally have a theory, and I've seen other people making theories on this topic too.
Please don't shoot me for saying this, but it has become impossible to deny that the vast majority of people screaming, "Yay, murder," at the news of the assassination of Charlie Kirk have been women. As a society, it's time we address the growing radicalization of young women into dangerous far-left ideology. While for the majority of us it might be easy to dismiss these people as run-of-the-mill terrorist sympathizers, please remember that these are still our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our friends. These far-left zealots have been preying on our most vulnerable for far too long. So if any of you are actually able to de-radicalize one of these people, please share your story. I'm having a tough time doing it. Also, what were some of the far-left radicalization pipelines that you were able to observe? What were some of the warning signs we might have missed? By the time you talk to some of them, they seem way too far gone to be helped.
I personally have a theory that it's because women don't actually have to do the fighting. They'll never have to deal with the violence that comes from political opposition for the most part, outside of losing men that they're close to, because they don't really value men as much, because that's what they've been taught. They're weaponizing weak men to go do their bidding for them, and they're cheering these weak men on and killing people, political opponents, from their political ideology. As long as these weak men support their political ideology, they're cheering them on to kill people. And so you're just seeing on these, like, if you look, you're going to see more women than men, and it's about a 70-30 split. And I think that that's very troubling, the fact that there are so many women that are okay with promoting political violence. And I think it's because they're not the ones that have to fight the war or have to deal with the violence if it does come.
Meet Haley Curdell, a 911 dispatcher from Nashville, Tennessee. She has been put on unpaid leave due to her social media post. For some reason, Haley thought that this cartoon would be appropriate. This is a person that works in law enforcement. She's a 911 dispatcher. Well, she was. A lot of people on this app were making jokes about Charlie Kirk's assassination on social media. And today, they are waking up, finding out that they have no jobs and they have been fired or laid off. Well, what did you think was going to happen? Just because you don't agree with what somebody says does not mean that you should be doing stuff like this. It's disgusting. I hope they find the rest of the people that have been making jokes about the situation, and I hope they all lose their jobs. This is a sad world that we're living in.
Yeah, guys, it looks like the right ain't playing. These are all the clips I can find for now, but I'll let y'all know if I find anything else that's interesting.